Nation Commission meeting to order for March 9th, 2022. Can please follow me in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And can I please have a roll call?
Commissioner Gustafson,
Here.
Commissioner Carl,
Here.
Commissioner Patterson, Commissioner Rohan,
Here.
Commissioner Wygand,
Here.
Chair Alpine,
Here.
alternate Commissioner Holmes, alternate Commissioner Lohman, alternate Commissioner Stevens, alternate Commissioner Starsky,
Here.
and there's a quorum.
All right, thank you. Brings us to item 3, changes and approval of the agenda. Is there anything to add, Michelle?
No, not at this moment, thank you.
Okay, I know that there was a request we'll pull in the consent calendar, item A, if, for separate action. I think when that comes up, there was a request for that, but any other?
I'll
items?
move approval of the agenda.
Okay, can I get a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Oppose, abstain, the agenda is approved unanimously. That moves us to item 4, public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to speak to the commission on any subject matter within the commission's jurisdiction, but not appearing on today's agenda. Any member from the public like to speak? I think the only one we have is online. Seeing and hearing none, I'm going to close public comment and move to the consent calendar. Move to item A for separate action. Anybody, anything to add?
I'll move the remainder of the consent calendar.
Okay.
Second,
Approval of the remainder of the consent calendar.
You got it.
yes, and second.
Second, any member from the public like to comment on any item on the consent calendar? Seeing and hearing none, bring it back for action. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion is approved unanimously. We bring back to item A. These are the minutes for December 8th, 2021 and February 9th, 2022.
I need to abstain from the vote on the minutes for the December 8th meeting because I wasn't in attendance.
Okay. So I guess we'll do I'll do the minutes separately. So unless if anybody else has any other questions or alter. So let's move for separate action. We'll use, this is to approve the December 8th, 2021 minutes.
Move approval.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstain?
Abstain.
Rohan abstain. Motion passes. This would be for February 9th.
Motion to approve?
Motion, okay.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain?
Abstain.
One abstention. Commissioner Wygant. Motion it's approved. And that's it. So we'll move on to business items. This is item 8, Executive Officers Report.
Hello, Commissioners. I just have a few updates for you, mostly with the City of Lincoln. SUD B, that's the smaller annexation. The Board of Supervisors will be hearing the tax sharing agreement on their March 22nd agenda. And then the tax sharing agreement was on the City Council's agenda yesterday, the 8th. Also, Lincoln submitted a resolution of application to staff yesterday. It was for Village 5. Village 7 was not included in that application. And then we have no updates for the municipal service review. Our consultant is still waiting on the city to provide information that was due December 1st. So that's Lincoln. The other item is that at the last meeting, the commission formed a budget committee. We do have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday, March 23rd. We'll be working on the proposed budget and the work plan. As part of that agenda, the committee will also be reviewing some of the quotes for the audit for this fiscal year. And that's all I have to report, if anyone has any questions.
Commissioners have any questions?
I'll ask.
What happens if Lincoln continues to not provide the information that was due December 1st?
Well, then the application is incomplete. So they did submit an application, as I mentioned yesterday, for Village 5, and part of the requirements is a municipal service review, a tax sharing agreement, which they'll also have to get for Village 5, and various other, documents that we'll need, CEQA, things like that. So what I will have to issue within 30 days is an incomplete letter to the city outlining what's incomplete about their application, and that will be a current municipal service review and a tax sharing agreement. Without that incomplete letter, what happens is that I have to bring it to the commission, even though it's incomplete, and then we just continue the item. But no, we don't. Or it doesn't go to the full commission for your consideration until there's a complete application.
Okay. And having filled out MSRs before in my previous career, it's really not difficult. So I guess I'm not understanding what would be the holdup.
Right. I believe it's just a matter of they have been short-staffed. They do now have a planning manager and a city manager.
Okay.
So hopefully they'll provide the information soon. But we did pull as much information as we could from their website, from the state controller's website, and their CEQA documents, and the rest of the information is not available on a public domain. So we do need it from them.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that background. I'm still learning all the processes that we go through with LAFCO. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then if I could add that, on the county side, as it relates to the tax share, some months ago, we did meet on a couple of occasions, and there was concurrence, I think, on both sides from what I saw, heard, as to the sequence of tax share negotiations that would be undertaken and completed. So you mentioned the one that was just finished.
Yes.
And I think Village 5 is next, I think, unless there's a change. It's my understanding that both sides are understanding that will be the next task to undertake as it relates to tax share discussions.
Yes, I believe that's true. It sounds like there's already been negotiations going on. It's just not formalized yet, or it's not far along as Sub D.
Did Sub D get a municipal services review submitted with it or not?
No, that application was submitted well before I started at Placer, and the process was already moving along. And it is a much smaller annexation. It's 250 acres. It was part of another village that was already approved by LAFCO. The reason why it wasn't brought forward at that time was because the city did not pre-zone it. And they didn't discover that information until they had already submitted an application to LAFCO. So without, if the city doesn't pre-zone, we can't take action. And then there's other components to that. Once they pre-zone, they can't change it for 2 years after LAFCO approval. So that's why it wasn't brought forward earlier, and also why it's not included in the MSR. Now, we are looking at the whole city, all of their services. We are focusing on backbone services, but we'll be updating all services for the entire city and their sphere.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the commissioners? Any questions from the public? Hearing, seeing none, we'll move on to commissioner comments. Any commissioners have any comments, reports?
Nope.
All right, hearing, seeing none, we'll move on to item 8, closed session. This will be a closed session pursuant to GC section 54957 to consider the evaluation of the executive officer. We'll recess and we'll re-adjourn once we have something to report. We'll come out. We just have returned from closed session. Bill?
Yeah, item 9, there was no reportable action taken. The commission completed its 6-month review of the executive officer.
All right, thank you. And that brings us to item 10, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn to April 13th, 2022, 4 p.m.?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Motion, we are adjourned. Thank you.